Jöregel kívánok. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm not in, I'm not in Budapest. I'm in New Zealand. I'm actually in Murray's Bay, North Shore of Auckland. And I've been here now for about almost 4 months, and I thought that I would take some time as the first month here, the first month approaches, and just share some thoughts about my trip. It's I think it's a Wednesday morning, and I'm about ready to start my day. And in doing so, I just wanted to share some thoughts. I know that most of the videos that I upload are of things I'm doing or places I'm going, that type of stuff. And I don't really take the time to share a lot of thoughts about my adventures, if you will. And so with that in mind, I just wanted to take a few minutes and just share some thoughts about how this trip has gone so far. First of all, my decision to come on this trip. I'm really happy with my decision to come on this trip. New Zealand, Australia, those are places that people, say that they always want to see, they always want to go. It's on a lot of people's bucket list, but they never make it here. So I've made it here, and I'm grateful for that. One of the challenging things for me that's coming down here was I guess I was expecting a little bit more consistently nice weather. Coming down here. It's summertime here. It's middle of January, but it's, the middle of their summer here in New Zealand. And, I was thinking that it was going to be more of a tropical type of an environment, with white sandy beaches and run into the surf, without fear of being cold and once you hit the water, etc. But it's not exactly like that. And that's okay. I'm certainly not complaining. Temperatures have consistently been in I would say the mid 60s to the mid 70s. We've had several days of rather overcast and wet, windy weather, and that's not that's more typical of a California winter. So anyway, the actual temperatures down here in their summer is kind of like the winter back home in California. So, but that's all good. And I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that are watching this right now, like my mom back in Cleveland, where the temperature might be, 1 degree or something like that. And I'm sure their hearts are just bleeding for me, having to deal with the occasional, spell of rain, if you will. But anyway, so that's all that. The accommodations, when I came down here to New Zealand, I was anticipating staying here in this home for this home being the Pedroti's home. That's a couple that own a home that rent out rooms on Airbnb. So I was anticipating staying here for the first 2 weeks to acclimate myself to Auckland, and then move into a much nicer home. Not a nicer home, but move into a home that would be my own home, so to speak, for the duration of my visit. And as it turned out, I just decided to stay. They charged me 45 New Zealand dollars per night, which is about $40 per night. Let's just say about 1,200 New Zealand dollars a month, which in U.S. dollars is $800 or $900 per month. So considering that I'm renting my home in California for $2,000 a month, and this home is it's nice. It's close to the beach. I can go for a walk every night along the shore, weather permitting, and it's really nice. There's a little. It's situated equidistant from two nice little areas, Browns Bay and Morange Bay, where there's shopping and what have you. So that's all well and good. It's also interesting to see in this home where I've been sharing the home initially with a couple from Philadelphia, Matt and Melissa. Matt is here looking for work. They want to relocate to New Zealand. And then there's been a couple other guests come and go. And then Greg and Rachel Pedroti have returned from a 2-week holiday, and they're in the house now. So it's kind of interesting to see where different people can come together in a home, and it's almost like, I came home the other night and everybody's sitting in the living room watching a movie together. So it's interesting. I don't know if I were like Greg and Rachel, if I would enjoy having people coming in and out of my life all the time. But it's something that they're doing, and they enjoy meeting people from around the world, and hopefully they've enjoyed having me stay with them. What else? The one of the big concerns I had was the internet coming down here, and it hasn't been a problem. Thank the good Lord above. The internet has not been a problem for me. They don't have the absolute quick speed that you might see back in the States, but nonetheless, for my purposes, the internet has just been fine. The big reason that I came down here was because of a woman named Ina. And many of you that have watched my videos over the years, you know that I spent a lot of time in Budapest. And I lived in Budapest from 2003 to 2006. And when I was in Budapest during that time, I was engaged to a very lovely lady. And for whatever reason, that relationship didn't work out. She's still very much a friend of mine. But the relationship didn't work out. But that was really the last time that I had experienced love in my life. And over the several years since I left Budapest in 2006, I've gone back. And I've told a lot of people that I go back for the food, or I go back to see friends, or I go back because my grandfather was Hungarian. But the truth of the matter is that I've gone back for one reason mostly, and that was to find love. And I may have found that with Ina. At least I'm hoping that I found it with Ina. And for those of you not familiar with the story, I met Ina in Budapest. She is from Russia, and she went to school in Budapest. And she lived in Budapest for a while. She owns a home in Budapest. And then she had a job opportunity down here in New Zealand. So she's lived here in New Zealand for the last 10 years or so. I think maybe it might even be 13 years. And she has a home down here as well. And the interesting thing with Ina is that for the first time in a long time, I find myself being capable of saying those three little words, I love you. And I haven't been able to say that, or at least say it and mean it, really mean it, since, probably since 2006 when I lived in Budapest. And, I've been giving a lot of thought as to, what's special about Ina, more so than anybody else that I've dated, that would elicit those three little words out of my heart. And, I was giving that some thought as I was getting ready to do this video. And one of the things, probably the single biggest thing that has really moved me and touched me by Ina is that she has an incredible heart. Ina has such a beautiful heart, and it shows in so many different ways, and that is probably above anything else that I look for, or that I've been looking for in a partner, is that one quality, to have a really good heart, and that's what Ina has. She has a beautiful heart. And it's not to say that other people that I've dated over the years have not had a beautiful heart as well, because they have. But the other thing about Ina is that with Ina I can see a future. And that's not something that I've really been able to see with other women that I've dated over the last several years, for various reasons, some of them circumstantial. But with Ina, I can actually I can see a future with her, and whether she can see a future with me, only she knows that. And as the saying goes, time will tell. So with that in mind, I am not going to refrain from expressing my feelings to her. I tell her every chance I get that I love her, and so there's no doubt in her mind. But perhaps to her, those are just words, and maybe she needs something a little bit more than just words. Maybe she needs some time, and she needs to be sure that my words are true. So with that in mind, I know that all I can do is just to be nice to her, just to love her, respect her, and everything else will happen as it's supposed to happen. As I've gone through life, I learned that there's certain things that you control. You think you can control, but in the end, you really don't have a lot of control in life. You just let it all up to the Lord. You can influence things that happen in your life, but ultimately you can't control things that happen in your life. And I've had some people express some concern for my well-being. That they don't want to see me get hurt when it comes to the situation with Ina. And to them and anybody else out there wondering or concerned that I may get hurt, no, I don't worry about getting hurt, because at the end of the day, all you do is you just do your best. You do your best, and you let the chips fall where they will. So we will see what happens with Ina and I. And again, as the saying goes, time will tell. But anyway, so looking ahead, I've been here a month. I have my home in California rented out until May 1st, and I'm going to stay here in New Zealand. May do a little side trip over to Australia. I definitely want to try to get up to Fiji. I have a friend that is coming in March, Larry. He's a friend and a client. And Larry is going to come first part of March and for 10 days, and we're going to do some traveling. And we're going to go down to Queenstown and Christchurch and probably up to the Bay of Islands and have some, it'll be like a boys' night out, so to speak. But no, Larry's married, and I've got a sweetheart. At least I hope I have a sweetheart. So no crazy boys' nights out, but definitely going to have some fun with Larry. Looking forward to that. Larry, I'll forward this video to you, and you come down here, boy, we'll have a trip to remember, I'm sure. Anyway, so I need to get on with my day, and my day consists of work. And I'm working on a website for a client. It's pretty much the only website I work on these days. It's certifiedtransmission.com. Check it out, certifiedtransmission.com. And that's my pride and joy. That's my baby. It's a company out of Omaha, Nebraska, started by a man named Peter Fink, and started the company with $1,000 and a toolbox, and grew it into a $100 million a year company with distributors across the United States. So Peter has entrusted me with his company's web presence, and so I take that seriously. And with that in mind, I need to get back to work and let you get on with your day. So hope you have a great day, and look forward to sharing my next video with you.